A quintet of pacers stepping forward, going 1 mile. Ardzina Powerhouse, Arts Blazing Braxton, Don't Make a Fool of Me, Speaking of Coffee, and Pacific Stride. Scratch of the 1 Pete on Sports. 2 Ardzina Powerhouse is driven by Billy Carter. The 3 Arts Blazing Braxton is driven by Archie Buford. Welcome back, everyone. The field is on gate, approaching a start. Here they come. They're off. Speaking of coffee, gets that jolt right out for the early lead. Don't Make a Fool of Me is up into the 2nd position. Pacific Stride is in 3rd. Arts Blazing Braxton is racing in the 4th position. And Ardzina Powerhouse is the trailer as they make their way onto the backstretch for the first time this race. Speaking of coffee, and William Carter in front by a length and a half. Don't Make a Fool of Me is 2nd, then it's 4 or 5 back to Pacific Stride through a 28-3 opening quarter mile. Then it's double digits back to Arts Blazing Braxton, and then 6 back to Ardzina Powerhouse at the tail of the field, as Speaking of Coffee will take the midway around the Blue Ridge turn for the first time this fall in Woodstock. Don't Make a Fool of Me is in a good stalking 2nd position, as they are mostly single file past the stands with 1 circuit to go. Pacific Stride races in 3rd. Arts Blazing Braxton is 4th. Ardzina Powerhouse is the trailer, so pretty much unchanged through a half mile of 57 3/5 of a second. Speaking of coffee, still the one to catch. Racing in 2nd, Don't Make a Fool of Me. Pacific Stride is in 3rd. Arts Blazing Braxton is in 4th, getting some right-handed urging from Archie Buford. And Ardzina Powerhouse is also getting some right-handed urging from Billy Carter, albeit at the tail of the field. 1:27-1 the time for 3/4. Past the Comfort Inn they go. Speaking of coffee is kicking away. Speaking of coffee is now opening up on Don't Make a Fool of Me and the rest of the competition by double digits. They come to the top of the stretch. We know Speaking of Coffee had her coffee this morning. Not sure about William, but he probably did. Speaking of Coffee and William Carter will take the first qualifier of the fall at Shenandoah Downs. Don't Make a Fool of Me 2nd, then came Pacific Stride, Arts Blazing Braxton, and Ardzina Powerhouse in 1:55-4. Qualifying race 2 is coming up. Mitigating Factor went off stride at the dispatch and is going to spot them way back early on. Speedy Gal and Divock are going to duke it out. Billy Carter is going to take Speedy Gal to the front as they make their way into the Allegheny turn for the first time this race. In the 2nd position now is Divock. They are followed by Kalispell in 3rd. Racing in 4th is Harding Baby, and Tricking Society is on a break. Tricking Society is on a break in 4th, but is now back on stride. And at the tail of the field is going to be Mitigating Factor. Divock and Archie Buford will take them through that opening quarter mile of 31 2/5 seconds, taking over the lead from Speedy Gal as they make their way through the Blue Ridge turn. Then racing in the 3rd position is Kalispell, followed in 4th by Harding Baby. Tricking Society is in 5th, and the trailer, Mitigating Factor, just passing the Comfort Inn, as the rest of the field is passing the stands with 1 circuit to go. Divock will put the half mile on the board, 1 minute 2 3/5 of a second. Speedy Gal, looking to regain the front, is stalking in the 2nd position. Double digits back to Kalispell, who is racing in 3rd. Harding Baby is in 4th, going off stride yet again is going to be Tricking Society. Just crossing under the line is Mitigating Factor. The rest of the field down the back stretch, and Divock. Archie Buford in front by 4. 3/4 on the board. 1:33-3. Speedy Gal is in 2nd, and it's now a 2-horse race between them, but Divock is giving this field the slip, and Divock is in front from Speedy Gal, who is back into the 2nd position. Kalispell is 3rd, but they come to the top of the stretch. Divock, the one to catch. Divock in front. The lead is 8 lengths. Divock and Archie Buford 2 Win It over Speedy Gal in second. Then came Kalispell Harding Baby, Tricking Society, and Mitigating Factor in 2 minutes 4 flat. One more qualifier to go. That'll be coming up momentarily. They are racing. Just what I had in mind is going to the lead. It is what he had in mind early on as they make their way into the Allegheny turn. First time this race, Sierra Seidner is taking TriStar Carmen up into a good stalking second position. Prince of Royals is back into third. Then it's Kandui racing in fourth. Harding Boy is in the fifth position. And Fortunate One, not quite fortunate enough, at the tail of the field. Just what I had in mind. We'll put that opening quarter up on the board in 31 4/5 seconds, passing the Comfort Inn for the first time this race. TriStar Carmen's second position is now being taken up by Prince of Royals, and Archie Buford is taking Prince of Royals right to the front. Just what I had in mind is now back into a stalking second position. TriStar Carmen is racing in third. Harding Boy is now taken up into the fourth position. Kandui is in fifth. Far out of it, just entering the top of the stretch, is Fortunate One, as Prince of Royals puts the half mile on the board. 1 minute 3 and 1. Into the Allegheny turn they go. Prince of Royals, the one to catch. Just what I had in mind is racing in the second position. They are followed by TriStar Carmen, who is in third. Harding Boy is in the fourth position. Kandui is racing in fifth, and the trailer, Fortunate One, down the back stretch they go. It's Prince of Royals in front by 3. Got the ears pricked and puts 3/4 up. 1:33 and 1. Prince of Royals passes the Comfort Inn one last time this race in front and is beginning to open up on just what I had in mind and the rest of the competition. TriStar Carmen is third as they come to the top of the stretch. Prince of Royals in front, and Prince of Royals will take the final qualifier of the afternoon with Archie Buford in the sulky. Then came just what I had in mind: TriStar Carmen, Harding Boy, Kandui, and Fortunate One, 2 minutes 2 and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the qualifier for the afternoon. First of 12 races coming up at 1:05 p.m. I'll be back with the pre-race show. An octet of pacers swinging around the Blue Ridge turn. All right, everybody, racing is back in the Shenandoah Valley. Get on your feet, make some noise, clap your hands as the horses come into the stretch and approach the start. Keep clapping until they enter the Allegheny turn. Here they come. Recall light is flashing. Recall light is flashing. Please stand by. Recall light is flashing. Please stand by. They're off in the 10th anniversary fall meet at Shenandoah Downs. Dancing Joyce is going to dance right to the front as they make their way into the Allegheny turn for the first time this fall. Stacy Bombing Away is up on the outside in second. Tequila Sheila is racing in third. Can't Stop Bopping racing in the fourth position. Luna Speaks is in fifth. Up on the outside to take sixth is Captain Commando, followed by Sun coming up in seventh. Fresh Sting Hanover at the tail of the field. And Eric Davis is going to take Stacy Bombing Away to the front from Dancing Joyce and put that opening quarter on the board in 29 and 2. Dancing Joyce and Declan Dunaway are coming right on back for the front and will take the lead from Stacy Bombing Away. Can't Stop Bopping is up in the third. Tequila Sheila had to steady back into the fourth position as they make their way into the stretch past the stands and the fans with one circuit to go. Tequila Sheila rebounds under William Carter to take the lead. Here's Can't Stop Bopping up into the second spot. Half 59 into a 30-second quarter for Tequila Sheila. Can't Stop Bopping is racing in second. Stacy Bombing Away is back on the inside in third. On the outside in fourth is Luna Speaks. Dancing Joyce steadies back into the fifth position. Captain Commando is racing in sixth. Sun coming up is in 7th. Fresh Sting Hanover continues to trail. They begin to bunch up down the backstretch. Tequila Sheila, the 3-5 favorite, and William Carter put 3/4 on the board. 129 3, 30 1/4 past the Comfort Inn. There goes Luna Speaks. There goes Luna Speaks to challenge Tequila Sheila as they make their way into the Blue Ridge turn. Final time this race. Tequila Sheila on the inside. Luna Speaks on the outside. Can't Stop Bopping is in 3rd. Then it's Stacy bombing away in 4th. Who's it going to be as they come to the top of the stretch? Tequila Sheila on the inside. Luna Speaks coming up with one final lunge. Tequila Sheila, Luna Speaks, Stacy bombing away one last lunge. Luna Speaks edges out Tequila Sheila. Stacy bombing away was second, then came Dancing Joyce, Can't Stop Bopping, Fresh Sting Hanover, Captain Commando. They're off. Good dispatch for them all. Several of them want the early lead. Salzburg Annie, Lady Harborough, and Caviart Rachel to duke it out early on. And going on a break is Salzburg Annie. Salzburg Annie is off stride as they make their way onto the backstretch for the first time this race. And it's Lady Harborough who now takes the lead amidst all the chaos. Right here, right now, who got a few wins at Ocean Downs last summer, is in a good stalking second position. And Leroy Skippin' School is going to put the opening quarter on the board, 27 3. Lady Harborough steadies back into 3rd. Caviart Rachel is in 4th. B Going Away is racing in 5th. The Star Was Born is in 6th, followed by Park Lane Knight in 7th, and Salzburg Annie is at the tail of the field and has a lot of ground to make up back on stride as they are mostly single file passing the stands and the fans with one circuit to go. It's Leroy Skippin' School who won in a dead heat during the county fair in front, putting the half on the board, 57 3. 32nd quarter mile seems to be the going, just 2 races in to the fall. Right here, right now, is racing in the 2nd position. Lady Harborough is in 3rd. Caviart Rachel is in 4th. B Going Away is racing in 5th. The Star Was Born in 6th. Park Lane Knight is in 7th. Salzburg Annie is the trailer. So pretty much unchanged. Leroy Skippin' School puts 3/4 on the board, 127 2. 29 4/4 as they pass the Comfort Inn, 1 over. Leroy Skippin' School is in front, but here comes right here, right now to challenge, and those two are kicking away. Archie Buford is now giving B Going Away some right-handed urging, and he is up into 3rd as they come to the top of the stretch. Leroy Skippin' School is reaching for the wire, but right here, right now, and B Going Away are up to challenge. Right here, right now, it's going to be tight between right here, right now, and B Going Away in 156 4. This field is approaching a start. In motion, here they come. They're off, and a pacing. Caviart Snowdrop and Dapper Fly are going to duke it out early on into the Allegheny turn. Dapper Fly and Chuck Perry will take the early advantage from Caviart Snowdrop back into the 2nd position. Showstoppin' Jenica is racing in 3rd with new Shenandoah Downs driver Mario Wilson in the sulky. Then racing in 4th is Rockin' Lexus. Oh, I know. Is back into 5th. Windy Night is racing in 6th. Maker Lather at the tail of the field. They went through that opening quarter mile of 29 2/5 seconds. The 18 1 shot Dapper Fly is in front, but here comes Rockin' Lexus. And Rockin' Lexus, Corey Braden, has stepped on the gas with a sweeping outside move and is going to take Rockin' Lexus to the front. Dapper Fly goes back into the 2nd position. Caviart Snowdrop is in 3rd. Showstoppin' Jenica is racing in 4th. Now up into 3rd, past the half in 1 minute flat, is going to be Windy Night, and Windy Night has now taken the 2nd position. Rockin' Lexus is in front. Windy Night in 2nd. Dapper Fly is in 3rd. Up into the 4th position is Oh I Know. Caviart Snowdrop had to steady and is racing back in the 5th spot. Showstoppin' Jenica is in 6th, and the trailer is Maker Lather. Rockin' Lexus, the one to catch. Here comes Windy Night, the favorite on the outside, as they pass 3/4, 1 minute 30 flat. 32nd quarter as they pass the comfort in. Here's Windy Knight and Tyler Sheehan to take the lead from Rockin' Lexus, who is back into the second position. Here's Oh I Know up to take third, and on the far outside, Caviar Snowdrop is beginning to make a comeback. It's anybody's race as they come to the top of the stretch. Rockin' Lexus on the inside. Windy Knight is on the outside. Late charge on the far outside from Caviar Snowdrop. Coming down to the finish, Caviar Snowdrop and Windy Knight tight. Mary Jo Ray is on a break ahead of the dispatch. Mary Jo Ray is off stride. Fabulous and Archie Buford go right to the front, but those Summer Nights and the birthday boy Eric Davis coming up on the inside to take the front. It is going to be those Summer Nights in front. Racing in the second position is Armenian Princess. Fabulous had to steady back into third. Grin and Sin is racing in the fourth spot. Light My Torch is in fifth. Shopping Spree is in sixth. Good Queen Bess is in seventh. Far out of it at the tail of the field is Mary Jo Ray, as those Summer Nights, the 4-5 favorite, put an opening quarter on the board of 28 seconds flat. They make their way around the Blue Ridge turn for the first time this race. Armenian Princess and William Carter in a good stalking second position. Light My Torch is up into fourth. Fabulous remains in the fifth spot as they make their way into the stretch, past the stands and the fans with one circuit to go. Grin and Sin back into fifth, followed by Shopping Spree, and the trailer is Good Queen Bess, Mary Jo Ray. 58-1 the time for the half, 30 1/4, as those Summer Nights goes to the front. Armenian Princess is in second. Here comes Light My Torch. Here comes Light My Torch, who won at the Shenandoah County Fair. And she is now into the second position, but here comes Armenian Princess to take third, passing three quarters, 128 flat, a minute for a half as they pass the comfort in. Those Summer Nights, the 40-1 shot, Light My Torch, and coming up on the far outside is Shopping Spree. On the inside is Armenian Princess in fourth. They've all got those Summer Nights to catch. It's those Summer Nights in front, beginning to kick away from the competition. Armenian Princess coming up with the final lunge. Those Summer Nights. 157-2. They're off. For the lead, it's not a bad game as they make their way into the Allegheny turn. Only the Tough Survive is up in a second. Here's a sweeping move on the far outside from Not Too Soon, BG. As they make their way onto the backstretch, only the Tough Survive in front. Too Soon, BG is up into the second position. Not a bad game. Is in third. Then in fourth, we have Scrappin' Gold. Fox Valley Sidecar is in fifth. Better Style is in sixth at the tail of the field, and Wee Baden, who was off a step slowly, through an opening quarter of 27 4/5 seconds. Too Soon BG and only the Tough Survive, neck and neck, nose and nose. Too Soon BG had the lead briefly, but now only the Tough Survive retakes the front. Not a bad game is in second. Scrappin' Gold is in the fourth position. Up on the inside is Fox Valley Sidecar. Now back into sixth. Better Style takes fifth. Nui Baden is the trailer. Half mile, 57 2/5 of a second. 29 3/4 mile as they make their way into the Allegheny turn for the final time this race. The even money favorite, only the Tough Survive, is the one to catch. Here's Not a Bad Game to take the second position and duke it out with only the Tough Survive down the back stretch. They go. Too Soon BG had to steady back into the third position after losing steam. Three quarters, 127 flat. Not a bad game. Puts a nose in front past the comfort in, but only the Tough Survive says, I don't think so. Only the Tough Survive is now back in front. It's a two-horse race between only the Tough Survive and Not a Bad Game. Now up into the third position is Better Style. They are into the stretch, and Not a Bad Game has retaken the front. Here comes only the Tough Survive up on the outside. Not a bad game. Only the Tough Survive. William Carter to win it. 156-3. They're off and pacing. Marcus Seelster right to the front. Here comes Shane Adam up on the inside, and Hulu, no stranger to the winner's circle in Woodstock, is now into the second position as Shane Adam will take the front. Back into the third position is Captain Malicious. Marcus Seelster had to steady back into fourth. Circling the Prey is trying to circle the field, but is now in sixth, having only circled Better Be Oscar A and Rocket Mac through an opening quarter, 27 seconds flat. Shane Adam in front, but Circling the Prey has done just that and is going to roll right on by with Archie Buford in the sulky. Circling the Prey is the new leader. Shane Adam is back into the second position, now in third, as here comes Better Be Oscar A, who is at the back of the pack to take the lead, half 57 flat, 30-second flat quarter. Circling the Prey and Better Be Oscar A. Better Be Oscar A in front narrowly from Circling the Prey in the second position. Shane Adam is in third, Marcus Seelster on the outside in fourth. Then on the inside, fifth is Hulu Racing. In sixth is Rocket Mac. And Captain Malicious at the tail of the field. Circling the Prey in front, but here comes Better Be Oscar A to reclaim the lead. Better Be Oscar A takes him through three quarters, 1:26.4, 29.4 past the Comfort Inn. Better Be Oscar A, the one to catch. Circling the Prey, now on the inside in second, and Marcus Seelster is up into third. Rocket Mac is beginning to make a move now mid-pack as they come to the top of the stretch. Circling the Prey and Better Be Oscar A are going to decide it in the final strides. Here's Better Be Oscar A. Late charge on the outside from Rocket Mac towards the back of the field. Better Be Oscar A is going to hold off Rocket Mac. They're off. It's Defriended away the best, but Terry's watching Defriended's every move in the second position. Joan Deere, the horse of the spring meet, is on the inside in the third position. Then racing in fourth is Battin' 1,000. DW's Revenge is in fifth. Youngblood is racing in sixth, and Great Gazoo can see them all. Here comes Terry's Watching up on the outside to challenge Defriended for the front. Terry's Watching tries to put a nose in front. Defriended repels the challenge, 28-3. The time for the opening quarter mile. Joan Deere is in third. Battin' 1,000 is in fourth. DW's Revenge races in the fifth position, followed by Youngblood and Great Gazoo, sixth and last, respectively, as they make their way into the stretch with just over one circuit to go. Defriended and Terry's Watching have been duking it out since the dispatch and will pass the stands with one circuit to go, putting a half mile on the board in 58-1. Joan Deere is racing in the third position. Battin' 1,000 is in fourth. Then on the inside in fifth, DW's Revenge. Youngblood to the outside in sixth. Great Gazoo at the tail of the field, looking for some room, waiting for the go-ahead from Lucas Myers. Defriended goes down the backstretch in front. Coming up on the far outside is Battin' 1,000 to take the second position. Joan Deere is in third as they pass three quarters, 1:28-2. They pass the Comfort Inn. A cavalry charge is trying to catch up to Defriended and William Carter. Joan Deere is second. Battin' 1,000 is in third. DW's Revenge is up into fourth. Then it's Youngblood, Great Gazoo, and Terry's Watching as they come to the top of the stretch. Here is Defriended to spin him off in front. DW's Revenge shifting to the inside, currently third, and a late charge from Youngblood, who was second last. Youngblood driving double for Archie Buford, nailing Defriended in 1:59-2. And they're off. Vulcan Hanover, who won 2 races at the Shenandoah County Fair meet, had the lead early, but now Kenobi is using the force to go straight to the front. Vulcan Hanover is in a good stalking second position. What that is racing in third. Then up in fourth is KJ the 13th, followed by 10 out of 10. In the fifth position, Whiskey in My Water is in sixth. Shake and Bake is at the tail of the field. Kenobi in front through an opening quarter mile of 28 1/5 seconds. Vulcan Hanover is second as they pass the Comfort Inn for the first time this race. KJ the 13th is racing in third, and now here comes KJ the 13th to roll right on by Vulcan Hanover to take the second position as this field comes into the stretch With just over a circuit to go, Kenobi, KJ 13th, first and second respectively. Vulcan Hanover back to the inside, racing in third position. Then up into fourth is 10 out of 10. What that is in fifth. Shake and Bake has now moved into the sixth position. Whiskey in My Water is sixth after putting the half mile on the board in 58 3/5 of a second. Into the Allegheny turn they go. And Kenobi in front. The lead is a neck. KJ the 13th is racing in second. Vulcan Hanover is stuck in traffic, but he is third nonetheless. As KJ the 13th puts a nose in front, here comes Shake and Bake, who was last earlier and is now beginning to make a move as Kenobi. Kenobi kicks away from KJ the 13th. 3/4 and 129 2. They pass the Comfort Inn, and Kenobi is in front. What that is now up into the third position. The ears are pricked on Shake and Bake, who is now in the third position. Vulcan Hanover is back in the fourth. Then it's Whiskey in My Water in fifth. But as they come to the top of the stretch, the force is strong with Kenobi. The force is strong with Eric Davis. That's a birthday hat trick. Typed for second between What That Is and Vulcan Hanover. Then came Shake and Bake, Whiskey in My Water, KJ the 13th. They're off fan pacing. Rebellious gets away to a good start, but Bluebird Ina is coming up on the inside. Leonard's Legacy is right there, and going to take the front now are Tim Deaton and Leonard's Legacy. Bluebird Ina is in the second position. Rebellious has to settle in third. Rocket Party waiting to blast off in the fourth position. Rodman is in fifth. Then on the outside in sixth, Sea of Life, followed by Hillbilly Payson Hill in seventh. It's only rock and roll at the tail of the field. The opening quarter went on the board in 26 3/5 seconds. Leonard's Legacy is the one to catch. Bluebird Ina is in the second position, up to take third. Now second is Rebellious, and a sweeping move there by William Carter to take Rebellious into the second position and challenge Leonard's Legacy for the front. Bluebird Ina is back into third. Up into fourth is Sea of Life. Rocket Party is fifth. Hillbilly Payson Hill is sixth, followed by Rodman in seventh, who now trails. It's only rock and roll. Is sixth, the half in 55 4. Rebellious. And William Carter take the front. His dad, Billy, is taking Bluebird Ina up into the second position to challenge for the top spot. Leonard's Legacy is back into third. Here's Hillbilly Payson Hill up on the far outside and trying to roll right on by. Rebellious at 2-1, 3/4 a blazing 124 4 as they pass the Comfort Inn. Here's Hillbilly Payson Hill, and Hillbilly Payson Hill putting a neck in front. Rebellious getting some right-handed urging, and now Christian Myers is giving Hillbilly Payson Hill some right-handed urging. Hillbilly Payson Hill and Rebellious neck and neck, nose and nose as they come to the top of the stretch. Rebellious now putting ahead in front, but here comes Hillbilly Payson Hill on the far outside. Can you say William Carter hat trick? 154 3. Seminole Breeze is off stride ahead of the Dispatch, and also off stride is Life Changer. But as they make their way into the Allegheny turn for the first time this race, Talia and Eric Davis will take the front. Giddy Up Yaya Girl is in second. Racing in the third position is going to be Destin, followed by Financially Embarrassed in fourth. Racing in fifth is Cade's Nay. Bada Boom has gone off stride as they make their way onto the backstretch, but is back on stride. Racing in the seventh position is going to be Life Changer. Far out of it at the tail of the field is Seminole Breeze. They went through that opening quarter in 31 4, and Destined has now taken the front with Billy Carter in the sulky. Talia is racing in second. Giddy Up Yaya Girl is in third. Financially Embarrassed is in fourth. On the inside as they make their way into the stretch, passing the stands and passing the fans with one circuit to go, and the 8-5 choice Destin is the one to catch. Giddy Up Yaya Girl and Rock Vinci in second through a 1:03 and 4/5 second half-mile time. 32-second quarter as they make their way into the Blue Ridge turn for the final time this race. Financially Embarrassed is now in the fifth position. Cade's Nay is up into fourth. Racing in sixth is Life Changer, then a long way back to Seminole Breeze in seventh. At the tail of the field, Bada Boom. Destined We'll put 3/4 of a mile on the board, 1 minute 34 and 2/5 seconds, and take them past the Comfort Inn in front. Talia is in third. Here's Cade's Nay up on the outside, then back into fourth is Financially Embarrassed. Destined is the one to catch, and Giddy Up Yaya Girl now takes the second position. Talia coming up on the inside to try and challenge Destined for the front. It's Destined in front. Billy and William Carter combine for a driving grand slam on the afternoon. 2:05 flat. And there they go. Sweet Fancy Mo. Away well. Treasure Me Always on the inside in second, and coming up on the outside is Winland Blues. Winland Blues, however, has gone off stride around the Allegheny turn for the first time this race. IB Holland Fast is hauling in third. Bet on Bling is racing in fourth. May I Help You is in fifth. Racing in sixth is Flippin' Crazy, then IB Holland Fast. And at the tail of the field is Bussin'. The opening quarter went in 29 and 3, and Sweet Fancy Mo, the one to catch. Bet on Bling is coming up on the far outside to take the second position from Treasure Me Always, who is on the inside in third. Then in the two-path, racing in fourth, IB Holland Fast. Passing the stands and the fans with one circuit to go, May I Help You is racing in fifth, followed by Flippin' Crazy in sixth. Bussin' is in seventh, and Winland Blues at the tail of the field. They put a half mile on the board in 59 and 3/5 seconds. 32nd quarter miles seem to be the going in races this afternoon, and Sweet Fancy Mo continues to show the way. Bet on Bling is racing in second. Treasure Me Always is now back into the second position. Bet on Bling had to steady back into third. Then racing in fourth is IB Holland Fast. Up into fifth, May I Help You, who has taken residence up on the outside 3/4. 1:30 and 1. Sweet Fancy Mo has led since the dispatch. Around the far turn, Treasure Me Always is in the second position. May I Help You is up into third. Then it's Bet on Bling racing in fourth. But as they come to the top of the stretch, Sweet Fancy Mo, the one to catch. Treasure Always is going to have to settle for second. Sweet Fancy Mo, that's a grand slam for William Carter. 5 wins on the day for the Carter family. Treasure Me Always got up to take second in 2:01 and 3. They're off in the Saturday finale. On the outside, it's Leroy Gibbs and American Sombrero on the inside. And it's going to be Leroy Gibbs to take the front. American Sombrero steadies back into the second position. Ali Strikes Fame is in third. Tugging on Credit is racing in fourth, followed by Better's Delight in the fifth position. Sing for Your Supper is singing in sixth position. He's leading only one horse, Pretty Ricky, at the tail of the field. Leroy Gibbs took them through an opening quarter mile of 27 and 1. Around the Blue Ridge turn for the first time this race, American Sombrero is racing in a second. Ali Strikes Fame is in fourth, Tugging on Credit. Then in the fifth position is Sing for Your Supper as they come past the stands and the fans with one circuit to go. Following them in the sixth position is Better's Delight and the trailer, Pretty Ricky. The half mile on the board, 57 and 1, another 32nd quarter of a mile. Leroy Gibbs continuing to show the way from American Sombrero in second. Those two have been this way since the dispatch, and Ali Strikes Fame is racing in third. Now up into the fourth position is Sing for Your Supper. Better's Delight is back into the fifth position. Up into sixth is Pretty Ricky. Tugging on Credit now trails through 3/4. 1 minute 25 and 3 past the Comfort Inn, and Leroy Gibbs, the one to catch. Sing for Your Supper. Now Ali Strikes Fame is up into second. American Sombrero is third. Sing for Your Supper is up on the outside in fourth. But as they come to the top of the stretch, it's Leroy Gibbs in front. Late charge from Ali Strikes Fame and Sing for Your Supper. Happy birthday, Eric Davis, with the Grand Slam. 155 and 4.